I got an exciting episode today because it's something that I'm passionate about. It is amazing content marketing. I'm going to talk about why the article that I read on yesterday's podcast is so incredibly beneficial for getting users or customers. If you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, I think it's a really good one. I am reading a legendary piece of marketing literature. The piece is how spending $162,301.42 on clothes made me $692,500 by Neil Patel. And the thing about this article is when it was created, it went viral, and Neil Patel took it down. It's removed, and the only way that I was able to find it is with Wayback Machine. I had to find somebody linking to it. Then I had to put that link into Wayback Machine and view the archive of this article, which was written in 2015, in early 2015. I think the reason that the article was taken down is Neil was a very well-known digital marketer, taught a lot of modern-day digital marketers. I personally learned a lot from Neil Patel. And I think the reason this article is taken down is since he's become pretty well known, he just doesn't want to talk about how much money he has anymore. It makes him more of a target and it makes him less relatable. So I think that is why the article was taken down. But it's such a good read. There is a reason that it went viral. And I read that on yesterday's episode. I would encourage people to listen to that episode 110. But this is 111, episode 111 of The Edward Show. I want to talk about what happened with an article like this and why this is exciting for anybody. First of all, this is just writing. I think anybody can get good at writing. Writing is a type of thing. You just got to do it every day. It takes practice. You can do it from anywhere in the world. And if you write something good, you put it on your website, and then you distribute it in the right ways. Neil Patel has an email list. If you write something good, you could really just share it on Reddit, and that could be enough. I've actually done that, where I wrote a post about Halo back in the day, about Halo and Marty O'Donnell, and I shared it. Marty O'Donnell is the composer for Halo, and I shared it on the Halo subreddit, and it went viral and got links. But with the internet, though, it's just if you make something good, people will see it and share it, and you can write good content from anywhere on the planet. And so Neil Patel, he puts out this piece of great content, which I read on yesterday's episode. Here's what happened. He gets a lot of links. He gets a lot of people because it's a good article. He gets a lot of people linking to the article. This builds his domain authority in search engine optimization, which means that Google and other search engines see his website as being more authoritative. And as a result, he can target very lucrative, competitive keywords for the website that the article is on, which is called QuickSprout. QuickSprout was a website that sold marketing guides, marketing courses, and consulting services. And Neil Patel and his team would write amazing pieces of content. These pieces of content, ones that were more bottom of funnel, would attract purchasers. And then these top of funnel ones that went viral would get awareness. But Neil is a brilliant SEO. And when his posts go viral, it allows him to target more lucrative keywords around the services that he offers. And so if you look at like a website, I'll read some of the things that quicksprout.com ranks for on Google. QuickSprout ranks for 61.3 thousand keywords. That's a lot of keywords. Oh my gosh. And it ranks for such lucrative keywords. I'm going to just read these, and they're so varied. Oh my God. This is even crazier than I thought. So here are the keywords. Here's some of the keywords that it's ranking number one for, and it's ranking one for so many. Website flipping, online reputation companies, telemarketing services, how to get website broker, dog breeding business, direct mail marketing companies, best virtual office, how to start a dog breeding business. This website, QuickSprout, makes so much money. Oh my God, because it puts out and historically it put out amazing piece of written content after amazing piece of written content. These pieces would be shared, they would go viral, but they would get the website tons of backlinks. These backlinks would boost QuickSprout's authority within Google and other search engines so it can target these really lucrative keywords in the way that it's doing. Let me tell you its domain authority. Yeah, so high. And it helps that QuickSprout is an aged site. It was created, I think, in 2012, and they've been writing amazing pieces of content since. But even back then, they were ranking for really lucrative keywords. I remember doing a deep dive into their analytics in 2015. Their domain authority right now is 74 out of 100. That is super high. To give you a comparison, the New York Times is 95 out of 100. And QuickSprout, a marketing website, is 74 out of 100. So this is very impressive. There's something else that I wanted to talk about as well, not just the amazing benefits on domain authority, but the way you don't see this as much anymore. I certainly don't. And I wasn't really thinking about it until I read this article, and I remember that you're supposed to do this. What these articles, these content marketing articles, do really well is that they interlink to other articles on their website. Somebody will stumble across one article, be like, this is great, and then something that they're interested in will be hyperlinked to from the post that they're reading. And they'll click on that link, and it'll take them to another article about that thing that they're interested in on the website. Then they'll read that article, there will be more links in that article, and then they'll read those links, and so on and so forth. This gets people familiar with the brand. This gets people liking this brand's content and style. It gets people subscribing to a newsletter or to a sales funnel, to an email sales flow, and it gets people converting to customers. What it also does is it further increases domain authority. Somebody reads one article, then they read another, and then they want to link to these articles. They want to share all of these articles because they're so good. And this grows QuickSprout's authority a lot. I'm personally thinking about this quite a bit. In fact, after this, I'm going to go through my website and do this. I started my weekly growth hacking newsletter around February of this year. Around February or March of this year, I started it. And I only really started taking it seriously in April. But as a result, every week I put out a pretty good piece of content, and I take each newsletter and I put them on my website at edwardsturm.com/articles. So every newsletter is also on my website. When I write these newsletters, I am not writing them with keywords in mind, as in I am not writing them to rank for keywords. I am writing them to be engaging for my readers, though some of them will rank for keywords on Google. However, because I do write them to be engaging and because they are good, they're very shareable. But what I should be doing better, and what I'm going to be doing after recording this, is going through them and looking at how I can link them to other pieces of my content, specifically my articles. I very frequently share TikTok videos and this podcast in my articles and in my newsletter. That's no problem, but I need to link to other ones of my articles to keep people on my site and to keep people reading. And then I get more shares and I get more backlinks. And for people who just stumble across these articles and who aren't signed up to the newsletter, they read a few and then they sign up. So that's something that I'm excited to do after this. I'm really excited for that, is interlinking. Honestly, interlinking is a tenet of SEO copywriting. You link to websites outbound when you want to give examples. So maybe you cite a statistic and you link to that. That's actually a positive ranking signal on Google. A lot of people forget this. But then also linking to your own posts, to your own services, that's very useful for Google as well and for other search engines as well. So I'm excited to do that. But yeah, this piece of writing, how spending $162,000 on clothes made me $692,000. This article, brilliant article. Neil Patel, genius digital marketer. I consider myself a pretty good digital marketer. I and so many other experts, real crazy experts, have learned a ton from Neil Patel. Neil Patel is OG. He's been doing this for a long time. The thing about Neil Patel that I really like is that you didn't really see him taking a lot of shortcuts. back in the day when he was writing about search engine optimization, I'm sure he did when he started, because he's been doing SEO for so long and everyone did back then. But he very quickly got out of the black hat stuff, the super black hat stuff, the super against Google's guidelines stuff. He very quickly got out of that when a lot of other people stayed in it. And he focused more on white hat content marketing. And that worked really well for him. Now, I'm sure there was some gray hat stuff. Any good digital marketer is doing gray hat stuff. But if I had to guess, he stopped using PBNs, private blog networks, before a lot of other people did. And as a result, he has these very clean, within like not spammy websites that rank for all of these amazing keywords and make so much money. QuickSprout was sold in 2018. So the acquirers are making a lot of money from it now. And I'm sure Neil Patel sold it for a lot. But it's brilliant, and anybody can do this. Just practice writing. I just took a writing course. I think I'm already a pretty good writer. You can always get better, and getting good at writing, even a 1% increase, can be dramatic to your life. And so I took a writing course by one of my favorite people. This guy, his name is Sam Parr. He's a host of the My First Million podcast, and he made a writing course called Copy That. It's a 10-day course spread out over 2 weeks, and he sends you an amazing, informative piece of copy every day for 2 weeks, not on weekends, but every day, on every weekday for 2 weeks. And then you have to write that piece of copy by hand. And it takes around 30 minutes to an hour to write each piece. And so every morning I would get this amazing piece of copy, plus an introduction from Sam Parr and an explanation explaining exactly why the copy was good. And then I would sit down at my desk, I would have a cup of hot coffee, and I would write by hand. I would just copy that piece of writing by hand, and that improves your writing. People don't do, it's called copy work. The website is copythat.com. The method is called copy work, and people don't do that anymore. When I learned digital marketing, I learned how to write by reading other people's great posts and then just writing myself, and then reading rules on use short paragraphs and stuff like that. But I never just copied anyone's language. And I think I'm good now just because I've been doing it for years and years and years and years. And because I've read a lot of guides on how to do it. I probably would have gotten good even faster had I done this. But it was still beneficial. It still caused me to think about the way that I write. For example, something that I improved, something that I got out of this, just a specific example, is that I use words like really and very too much in my writing. Writing reads better and is more believable when you don't use those words. So I don't use those words. I will write those words without thinking about it, and then when I proofread, I'll remove them. And that was just one of many examples of things that I learned or relearned from the Copy That course. But yeah, copywriting, anybody can do it from anywhere and make amazing things happen with it through both SEO, using it to go viral, using it to build a funnel. And I love this example from Neil Patel. This is episode 111 of The Edward Show. The sun is rising over NYC. I wish you could see this orange light hitting the trees. The trees are changing color. The light is orange. It's going to be a great day. It's a beautiful morning. And I thank all of you so much for listening. I hope this episode brought some good value. Hope it brought some value. I will talk to all of you again tomorrow. Bye now.